I go red inside. Look how much beach we have, like Wentins beach issue. It's same White House. There's a beach that people go to the beach over there.
You know, see Mr. Bernard, they beside them and put where the
Alan Bernard figure like a PNP not top using. Sweetie up to the half mirror.
all of a sudden they get intervention.
Want you to hear somebody else.
Let me read it up now.
Yes, read it quickly.
The Beach Control Act of 1956. Though discussion began earlier, is a major Jamaican law that governs the use, management, and protection of the island's beaches and coastal waters. Purpose of the Beach Control Act. The act was passed to regulate the use of beaches, the foreshores, that means the land between high and low tide, protect Jamaica's coastal environment from misuse and overdevelopment, ensure public safety and orderly access to the sea and beaches, allow the government to manage who can use beaches for business or recreation. Main points of the act. All beaches belong to the Crown, which is the government. The act states that the foreshore and floor of the sea are vested in the government of Jamaica. This means no one can claim private ownership of the actual beach area. Licensing system. Anyone who wants to use a beach for commercial activities, like a hotel, bar, restaurant, or water sport business, must get a license from the Natural Resources Conservation Authority, the NRCA. Public access. Remote public access. While the beaches belong to the people, while the beaches belong to the people, the government can limit access for safety and environmental reasons. Some beaches may therefore be public, private, which is licensed, or restricted. Until we can stop this now.
Squitty, what me I say, you know why PNP misinterpret anti-Muncha, Squitty? Yes, when they say crown, if PNP them brain all the thing about England, you know.
Yeah, the
So
crown,
them
the
not
government.
say the crown of the government, you know, they must say the crown of England, all
Yeah.
part.
Yes, the crown of the Jamaica or the government. You know, England.
But me I say Squitty,
Yeah.
the PNP is the one who start this conflict. You see when a Portland, we see them be a problem in the East Portland when Mrs. Vaz and Voter Road. You see when a Boston Beach, it run by the PNP man Shaka Fame, $500 for going at the beach.
I got 3 years.
Yes, a fax me I tell you come my family member go run the 2 weeks
out. No one come out. No one come out Ireland.
Run a Frenchman Cove Beach, me say from in the 60s or 70s, then people own it long before we whatever. Don't Blue Lagoon them a kill Andrew Holness and Anne-Marie Vaspa. That was divested from us in a PNP time with to Mr. Chin, to Lee Chin, however I want. That has nothing to do with Andrew and Anne-Marie Vaz, you know.
Yeah, no Lee Chin one on this, huh?
Yeah, but I know Andrew selling it. I know Andrew leasing it.
And a PJ Omar Davis.
A PJ. My kids were
a private beach.
No, a government in private in run it and get it, government give him much for 50 years or 60 years. The same big lease like what the man get from Boston too.
Yeah, so it's only private people go around there.
Everybody can go around it, but the problem is that they have to pay to go on it because they say the government leased out to a private sector. But they don't have no problem to pay go on Boston Beach where the PNP man own. They have to pay to go on that too. $500 plus you have to buy food from him. But that's a PNP hypocrite. When a Frenchman Cove, same thing. I know Andrew Ole. As a matter of fact, the PNP campaign to 5 beach where the Prime Minister privatized under Fame Watch. Andrew Holness. Not 5. But yet still people like Bounty Killer and the dirty PNP, they get up every day. They put the man name every day. Everything will go on in Jamaica country. Even before he come in a power, I am a fair fix. And that's why we are asked them Squitty, show with the easement where Percival make for them to go up on Rio. Show with the easement where PJ make for go up on Iberia Star. Show with the all of the sandals they want make down a Montego Bay. None was made under Andrew Holness. Show us the easement because based on the law, based on the 1956 Beach Act, the people that want to build up the resort, Squitty, must left an easement for the people of Jamaica access the beach. Why they never left none under PNP time? Why they never left none? And none of them had nothing to say under PNP time when that was being done under Percival. All of a sudden, under Andrew time now, Andrew must go now go bother the private sector now and force them now to make easement around the private sector of the country like what Michael Manley do. Then they ask, they don't go into the... All right.
Talk about the screen, people. Talk about the screen.
Pretty, you know sort of Elsha, you see? You know who run anybody know who run Elsha?
No, I don't know. I know. I want about fish shop out there. I don't know.
The criminal organization known as the PNP. Them know who run it from Spanish Town. You know, you didn't talk about Elsha. All the beach when them talk about, you never hear Elsha coming up for them out yet. Anytime that the PNP benefit them out, shut.
A truth.
Anytime the PNP benefit, they don't hear nothing from. But once they not benefit, they start to make problems. So looking at chat who run Elsha.
Clans, man.
Okay.
Clans PNP.
The PNP is a set of hypocrite. And me believe say PNP in a power right now, Munchi. We not got no cooperative.
Don't say hypocrite. Don't say hypocrite. Withdraw that statement, please.
Oh, hypocritical behavior.
Okay, alright.
That's crazy.
No, but me tell them, man, them not come here for, you know me not tell no lie and me not care nobody what say. That is why me they like Portia, you know. That is why Portia style different.
But I call Portia because you said Dennis got teeth off interest them off a line.
No, anti-G keeper. Portia that different type of woman. You see, politics them time I never feel so. Because them are people are behave too hostile.
Listen,
Like them come in a parliament.
let me clarify something. Portia wasn't the one running the country at that time either. It wasn't Portia running the country. Because basically, when she get the money, she said, oh, she get it as gift. So it don't even Portia for that pretext too. Because you don't make no sense right now with Portia. You listen.
No, that mean as in like not as in the way them act hostile. You know, like them just one problem.
Oh, Portia, they be a Portia lick him in the head, Duppy lick him in the head.
The G-keeper beer.
Yes, the anti-G-keeper now.
G-keeper, leave Portia alone. Me understand what Tyra say. Because it was under Bruce Golding when Portia was opposition leader, we passed the Bill of Rights and put it in the Constitution. That can't go on under Mark Golding. Send the Mark Golding and Joe Mark Golding can't even agree to a meeting. It is very, very since my time, I first miss the politics so nasty in a Jamaica critic. I never grew up to see the Edward Seaga and the Michael man. I never been in the 70s. I didn't nasty if you ever see it under Andrew or Mark Golding. I'm not telling a lie.
No, man.
Very nasty.
Man, they have it too.
No, me never ban them time.
Auntie Munchi, you know me don't like Boma.
Well, on there. 300 and odd people over here. You can't tap tip something, really. When you come over here, you all kind of mix up and story and witness and propaganda. Pop up the damn life, man. Use no finger, use no toe.
And send cross on
And send donkey, send goat, send cow, hog, and pig.
Yeah, this is what me I say.
What are the Tyra? Send some give that Scooty can buy Mark some breakfast tomorrow morning.
Jesus, just over there call all the Labourite politician, them dead politician, and say they knows politics very well. Me just come off. Because I don't know what that me can go good enough for.
I think him say, if them know say, over there, be careful, instead of seat.
That's why Mark Golding not pay my mind. I'm not a blogger, I'm a dunce. But
no, him say I resist. Him a go for
oh, please. But Squitty,
yeah.
Me never born in a Michael Manley and PJ and Edward Seaga time. You hear about it?
Yeah.
But when me grew up in a PJ time, PJ was a whole heap of bad things, you know. But PJ was not confrontational. He was not cantankerous. He was not loud. He was not boisterous. He sneaky with few mischievous ways. But you see the man Mark Jefferson Golding, he don't have no class quitty.
Classless.
In classless quitty and in very, very lie. Mark Golding tell lie with a straight face and a sweaty palm. It not funny. The way the man lie.
Dry.
It dry and lie
Munchie,
squitty.
somebody like a mark tell lie pan you, you know, you guy. Hey,
Yeah, man. And because of that squitty, me personally think that Andrew Holness. Me personally, squitty thinks that Andrew Holness don't like Mark Golding. And Mark Golding don't
Munchie,
like
would
Andrew
you like
Holness.
a man who tell so much lie pan
That's
you?
my point, Tyra. So
Like,
that
would
is
you
why
like
I'm
one
saying,
man
Tyra,
that-
say the
Yeah.
constitution reform now gonna away squitty because I told them hate each other.
You think
Munchie,
that gonna win?
Munchie,
Not gonna away.
Munchie, it a go somewhere, you know, but here, you better a man lick here, you know, than to tell lie plan you, you know, Munchie, to be honest, you know.
That's true.
You better a man lick here, you know, because you say lick a go cool, you know. You should not tell a lie. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, man.
Let me tell you, Munchie, what me not like about Mark. And it is a elitist, uptown, better than behavior. Like, oh, Andrew is the poor background man who fight through the rough and the tough and rich. This is how me not like what Mark love do. Andrew. Him not say him say Andrew. Like him, you know, like him a
And him a the only one who do
worthy
it.
after title them.
And Peter Phillips never used to do it. I tell you now. That's why I tell you, Mark is the worst squitty.
Squitty him love me. It's like him ability to Andrew, like, oh, you're rich. Yes,
Oh, no,
you know.
Squitty, did you listen to Diane Jackson Miller last video what she put up?
Which one?
What she put up and say, like she blame Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness must go meet with Mark Golding.
Hey.
No, I
Bye,
never seen the one
yes.
there.
Yes, my love. She put
And
up
to
one.
meet with Mark, make
Yes,
me
she
have
blame
to
Andrew.
Harass.
Eh?
Yeah, Andrew, no respect, Mark Golding.
Yes, Andrew disrespect Mark Golding. She said he go meet with Chuck. You know see it?
I got chest.
But it, what do Lini do? What do Lini do?
Oh, she
What is wrong with Lini Jabu and what
know
happened
it.
to her?
She's a junior.
Oh, if you go meet with Andrew is not a constitutional liar.
She said
Man,
Andrew to meet with him
liar and
first.
tell why Chuck are the constitutional liar. The two
No,
liars.
but Squitty, this is what I'm saying. Why did Mark take, you know, say Mark take that role there with problem back at it? Mark know when did that do? When he
If
take
you
the
know you never go
position and
meet with the
minister,
man,
or
him should
shadow
have given somebody
minister.
else that portfolio.
Squitty him go fit past problem because if you are the shadow minister for constitution, wouldn't you have to meet with the minister of constitution? How we are going to meet?
Of course.
A problem him take that role.
That's
That's
why
why
if
say
you
we
never want to meet with the constitutional lawyer on the JLP side, they should have never taken the role, the portfolio, and give somebody else.
they slow over there and plot, you see. They plot over there, you see, no, Auntie Munchie.
Diane Jackson Miller say,
These
Squitty,
people are no sense, man. But we depend on them case.
it say Mark Golding and Andrew should need to iron out things first, and then after that, the other people them can come in.
Tell good nasty
No,
gingy
wrong
fly.
way that.
Tell good nasty dirty gingy fly behind you like that.
Squitty. I hear not what when them not even have the legal framework. What them gonna talk about? The ear and nothing fly on the chops.
No,
The legal part of it. The two liars. Meet and talk of the legal
you know me not like about Diane Jackson Miller? The way she biased, like she just get up and she accuse them, but them appear. So
No,
them appear real.
Well on there. Breaking news. The sea breeze, yeah. I talk about one by one, they go to prison.
Welcome, like right arm, rotten mango gone.
Sea breeze, yes,
Sea breeze, remember then did say your teeth
right.
good, you know. Remember then did say you teeth
Lord,
good, sea breeze.
Sea breeze. They are going to drive. They must go already in a sea breeze.
Munchie.
Libraries to leave off and life on to them believe.
When the boy will take the goat down a man will name.
At a ball.
Lord God Almighty, this man me at a ball there go on Obia man. Lord God, you PMP gone, you know. Go at the Obia man, so the man say, he say have problem with the big old broad woman up in Canada. Say the woman pussy drop.
That a mama son him attack.
No, I wife the big old white woman up in Canada. When me tell you nothing, I lie, me I tell you nothing, say me mad. Me tell you say the woman no front and that in. And he go to the Obia man, so the Obia man say we carry 30,000. You know for Jamaican dollar. One Obia man on TikTok. Me did this morning. I did it for life, God up I ever me lie down so.
Obia man pan TikTok at this so they ain't gone.
Me say the other man say what a ball fi carry at a ball. They are Jamaica saying go down from where you can go back to Canada where in the and he a problem in the yard. Problem he can't go back to Canada to the wife.
So when get deported.
Me don't know if I deport him get, but me hear him this morning what the other man and the man I tell him where I go do fi get him back over Canada. Me never as you know talk so I don't lie me I tell. I told me don't know if you do something.
At a ball, you so
Chris
love
Carter.
trouble road.
Chris Carter come like she eat them white fowl. She do something special to them, you know. She do something special, like like Skitty, like she we don't know what she do to PNP, but why?
Squiddy, find the and Jackson Miller video where she say, Andrew Otara.
Munchie, you have to go pray for your MP daily, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, they love Munchie MP, just like when they love Munchie. She and her MP I same thing.
And can't MP.
Rhoda say man give Munchie councillor.
No me coming out me not no decency.
No, if Munchie turn councillor, Munchie would have angered. No, Sam. Munchie. And Munchie have the capability, you know, but her mouth.
Make Munchie turn righteous party there like how you see him. What me turn right there? Make Munchie turn another the position there. You know, love.
Auntie Munchie, next thing you have to go and go toward them.
Next thing I go talk.
Oi.
The one nice Labourite woman that they live and named Kelly Blue. He might laugh at her uncle. He say uncle and Labourite beating stick. That's a Mr. Winty attack, Mr. Whitney, you know. He said Mr. Whitney.
No, we say Chris Carter one morning, you know. Me a scrolling over before I got deal with, but we see they put Munchie MP para wait there. We say Lord God, she Munchie MP good at people turning her baby.
My MP now work on locust.
I
But
know
guys,
interview, I must see video talk.
fun and joke aside though.
Munchie, where you say if you look for Jackson Miller what?
Yeah man, just type in the and Jackson Miller on YouTube.
Yeah.
And our last video where she posts about the Prime Minister disrespecting Mark. Prince of the Labourite then can't hear, because they don't know it, they don't hear it, you know.
Me hear it. Munchie, but me see it over Parliament that the chat, of course. Labourite Birchell look good, you know.
But Birchell look good for truth. You know, look good for truth, guys. You don't talk the truth, man.
Come on.
You can't talk the truth, man.
Don't like a boy.
No, one thing I not like about Birchell do.
Birchell never look good Tuesday, guys. You know,
Yes, she look good, Munchie, but she
No,
feel
she come out, man. She come out, you know. I know.
Birchell never look good Thursday, Tuesday.
Can't ever in a PMP box watch him.
Look here, pink fit Birchell.
Munchie, she look good.
She look good. And she
Okay,
sound
so
good.
you are friggin' no go on over there so go admire. You see
No,
me?
yes,
she look good enough, but here
woman over here so.
she for the answer question
Me say
she did again.
No, she don't get no trouble, Tyler. She don't get no trouble.
One back a man to go admire you.
Munchie, she did a give victory speech.
Oh, me.
You're
Right, one at a time, one at a time.
You admire him, but you
Keeper said that.
Never nice, no? You're right, Munchie. You're right, as I rise to give my mate.
Top up your life, man. Too much cussing. Top up your life.
A G-keeper, Squitty.
I don't need to
Walk when I'm in trouble with people.
G-keeper,
How 3 weeks ago?
No, 16 hours ago, 2 weeks, 2 days ago.
Oh, 16 hours ago.
behaving yourself properly the other day and I was speaking.
You're Nikisha's Sammy.
Random
As I rise,
People have self-said,
as I rise to give my maiden presentation,
exactly.
and all the people of South St. James, and to Babsy, I want to thank. She sounds so wonderful. Let me say, go on, Tisha.
No, but I never questioned she did.
Leave her alone, Tyler. Leave her.
She did not give me Miss Word.
You keep a deal with Munchie.
She did not give me a Miss Word.
Munchie, next in a Munchie, because just let me down already.
Just move on, just a preference. Just a preference.
She let me down.
Just a preference.
Calm down, calm down.
Like a kuma found it. When you see if it's a shit, you know,
What do I?
What? Who supposed to die?
She said we are Guinea Keisha. But she didn't look decent, true.
Yeah.
After what she wear last time and after what she did wear last time with her split, and we did a say, boy, she a got dancehall party. When you see she look like somebody and nice.
I'm vexed about that. Come on back, G-Keeper. She so bad.
Zigkeeper, I apologize. Zigkeeper vex quit about me talk good things about.
All right. Quiet, silent.
Thanks a million. Thanks so much for joining me.
Go tea, for Jim shit.
Remember, the Prime Minister had said he wanted to work with the opposition to, get something going on constitutional reform. So the Prime Minister now reaches out to start the discussions about constitutional reform and says the opposition leader, Mark Goling, should meet with the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Delroy Chuck, to start those discussions. Mr. Goling said, no, the two will meet. Now, a little context here. When the shadow cabinet was announced, we heard Mr. Goling had taken on the portfolio of constitutional affairs. So on the face of it, this would look like minister and shadow minister on a portfolio meeting together. Now, in the letter that the opposition leader wrote back to the Prime Minister, he said, the route to success in constitutional reform.
Mute up, Tamara.
As leaders, for example, he said in opening the debate on the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms in 2010, then Prime Minister Bruce Golding outlined the imperative of partnering together in the reform process. Similarly, he said former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson wrote to you, that's Dr. Holness, and I, that's Mr. Golding, saying the solution to constitutional reform requires unity of purpose and action transcending partisan boundaries. And he says in moving from colonial status to political independence, there was constant interaction between Norman Manley and Alexander Bustamante, as there was between P.J. Patterson and Edward Seago during the constitutional reform undertakings in the 1990s. So he said, accordingly, is it to them as the leaders of Jamaica's two major political parties who have to establish a basis for the partnership if the reform process is not to become another exercise in futility. So he says he was expecting an invitation to meet with the PM. Now, I interviewed on my radio program Beyond the Headlines on Radio Jamaica, opposition member of parliament Tony Hilton. Now, Mr. Hilton had represented the opposition on the Constitutional Reform Committee. And let me digress for a moment to say there are some words that we in the media like to pull out. So if anything goes wrong, if there's an accident of any kind, you're going to hear the words ill-fated. So let me say, Mr. Hilton represented the opposition on the ill-fated Constitutional Reform Committee, and I'll soon tell you why I call it that. Jamaican people say when I did not call it duppy. Well, I'm calling the Constitutional Reform Committee duppy. If it's not dead, it should be. We should take it around the back and put it out of its misery and put all of us out of our misery. Well, having said that, as I said, I spoke to Tony Hilton and asked him why the opposition leader said he wouldn't meet with the Justice Minister. I know some people looked at it and said, but
when you live a global life, you feel like you're...
Anybody want to put in a year the ad?
Has assumed portfolio responsibility for constitutional affairs. He's been asked to meet with the Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. What's the problem?
In one sense, I hope this is just a storm in a teacup, because there is the need for a partnership. There is the need for the discussion to restart and for us to get on with the work that needs to be done. But as the leader of opposition says, he embraced the offer, the position that the Prime Minister announced that is in observation, but felt that the discussion must be elevated and that for there to be clarity at the outset so that we don't have these trips and starts and these questions about the commitments of both sides to this process.
So here we are. Look, I don't think the opposition leader's position is unreasonable. He's saying, look, the leaders have to talk first, the leaders have to meet and agree on what they have to agree on and talk about what they talk about. Then the others now can take with it.
You can't look at Mr. Golding as just any other shadow cabinet minister. He's a leader of the opposition. Duh. And it's actually kind of disrespectful to be telling him to meet with a cabinet minister, right?
Yeah.
He's taking on the constitutional affairs portfolio was, I think, a signal to say the opposition is taking this thing seriously. The position Mr. Golding is taking
counterpart, when they call that then?
governmental politics. So, for instance, if we're having a cabinet minister on either my radio or TV program, they'll ask who will they be on with, and they will tell you point blank they won't come on with somebody they see as being very junior to them. Now that happens all the time. Also, if you're planning a meeting and you want to make sure you can actually make progress, make some decisions, people like to meet with people of equal powerful status and rank, because on some issues it's a waste of time talking to people at lower ranks because they can't necessarily make certain types of decisions. So didn't think this was a great
sound dumb.
by the Prime
You sound
Minister,
dumb,
as I said.
Noraz.
Kind of smacks of disrespect to the opposition leader. So let's see what happens now. Because whatever happens from here, they need to scratch that whole constitutional reform process and start again from scratch. Here's why I said that.
You don't have to listen to witch no more, you know. Yeah, witch.
You know why you know more?
I don't want you no more. That's why you just the way you when she say the Prime Minister this is
She made no sense. If Mark would say it would have been a problem. Him meet with the constitution minister, him should take up no damn constitution shadow role. Him not speak to Delroy in the position of opposition leader. He must speak to him in the position of shadow minister of constitution.
Right.
The position act and put on the constitutional act.
If he wanted to meet the Prime Minister in his position as an opposition leader, he should have write to the Prime Minister and request a sit down so they can talk. Don't put no head into it and talk about no constitution talk. Just say, Prime Minister, the election is over now. We had a lot of things to say about each other. Can we have a sit down? We can talk.
No, but heart to heart talk.
Thank you, Scooty. Yeah, if he want, he could have do that. But him right, but he want direct the Prime Minister. What he want to talk to the Prime Minister about constitution. Prime Minister not talking about that.
But Munchi, remember, so the Prime Minister write to Mark Golding in private.
I know.
Tell Mark Golding to meet with Delroy Trump. And Mark Golding publish his letter to the media.
Man,
so he never want to do nothing privately.
True. Disgusting.
I remember 2002 when time Percival get 34 seats. When he get in third term, Edward Siaga said, I could have 1 seat from the government. The opposition don't have no talk. No, so they don't have them. They would oppose. That's what Edward Siaga said. So I don't know Mark going to mark the PNP are coming.
What me hear them and second with enough problem, they say the constitution reform can't go away because we need 6 votes from them and 1 from them. 6 in a up, in a lower, 1 in a up. I mean, I know. As far as me see it's pretty, constitution now go nowhere.
I don't think that's going away either because they don't want to go away.
They now go away. Now go away.
Either.
So with PNP, can't go look something else to do because for that, they might look for to chat and come back in a government with that. They better find something else.
The country go and see and develop.
Jamaican people never vote for constitution reforms, they never vote for that. Jamaican people never go to the ballot box and say we have vote for your government for constitution. People say never vote for your government for road and water and light and infrastructure and housing. And run the country good and pay down the debt.
Exactly.
Government, we never vote for that.
So,
the good thing is people now vote based on diehardedness again. We have vote because we see what the Prime Minister is doing.
Right.
Yeah, I understand that. I want to good things.
You know, but he would want to meet with a cabinet member because he's the leader of opposition.
Because
shadow minister and constitution.
He's above Andrew Holness, and he believes that as much as he's an opposition, he have talk when he really not have no talk. But because that similar, I back him and a few more. That's why I'm maybe with a ever love warming and I don't care.
Yeah, you see, because he have a high color. It's the color king, you know.
Yeah.
They're quick to put on a high color over their own nation at all times. So it's like this.
Feel privilege train them and I'm train white. You feel privilege.
Yeah.
And then because his grandfather do few things in a Jamaica too, so he thought you know that was one of the advantage that he was gonna have over us. So people are the idiot.
Some people are idiot. We must stop the people are idiot now. Because some way upon Jalan, some idiot vote for PNP. Time hard. According to my mother never grew up in a no poor situation. She said that money time my hardest time fear because she remember one season she have 3 panty. And now she me ask her why she used to buy me pure panty one time because my mother used to have one lady who sell panty and she did dead. Munchie, if a woman come and my mother will pay 10 times for you week, she buy 3 panty every time. And I say, why you I know my mother buy panty for me and my big sister them. 2 hours she have trauma from when she have 3 panty in a money time. So nobody can tell me about time.
Munchie, you see all people, you see all Spitty, you see all people that talk about Jamaica this and Jamaica that. And I tell you something, Jamaica good place and Android low after that Canada believe. And right now for Monday I pick them to go to school. You know why can the teacher them decide that they are going to strike? And them say they might keep it out for the whole full month. Remember say Canada first world country, Jamaica third world country. Even if the teacher them strike, them not strike for 1 full month.
You tell the PNP that they say a lie, you're telling us, sister.
The girl I asked me there, me say,
I'm gonna introduce this young lady.
Them say no one letter today, and the letter is they might resume school on October 17 night, but as far as whatever is, no decision has been made. And you would teacher them up your fuss over them want money and let's put in them classroom. And down in Jamaica we kick up yourself and a behave like say, oh, the Prime Minister this and the Prime Minister that. Look at something, I don't want nobody tell me not all their break. I'm a blood green.
They Kelly.
Oh,
They on your uncle.
You don't know him choose that the style there. Him choose that
oh
the style
God. What a man can get beaten. Kelly, at 2 times Adisha beat him. He run good on Xavier beat him. He run up back and Adri come beat him.
Listen, me talk it all the while. Me say, let me tell you something. One thing to learn about politics. Yes, when they respect and rate you in politics and they want to get a safe seat, they give you a safe seat for them. And we always say that is the only reason why.
Kelly.
Yo.
You say your uncle?
Mr. Wins.
Yes.
Yeah, mommy here.
Yeah. Are we on the
Patan Kelly. Just like Mark and Date and take Gabriel and Danishka send them in a seat where they know them now.
They know them. But look at them. If me beat him, me say I do want to keep in a neck too. Hey, look on Bunting. Any other never move Bunting. Road away go see us again. But they want Bunting. I remember say Bunting and Golden. You know, remember say them a bench and back beside and chain.
Thank you, sister.
So, Golden need Bunting back at him, PP, clock. So that is why they move him and put him down this so he can get a safe seat. But hey, a Bunting seat first then declare, you know. Or they want to make sure say Bunting make it in the house.
Yeah, your uncle now no sense of way so tall. So let me ask a question, Kelly. Not you not to go personal. Your uncle rich?
You have to ask him.
Because the amount of time we make PNP make him waste out him personal money from seed.
I guess he just dedicated and he just love the party, so I do to make it in, but the party look like they don't love him.
They don't love him.
I analyze they don't love him.
You correct, sister, because Bunting, Golden, Date and Ian Hills, they make sure take the CFC them.
Exactly.
I know that, you know, so they never want to craft for that seat, they do. A bad craft for the people in the bar.
CFC. They can come never get a safe seat. Let me explain. It did not get a safe seat.
PJ Patty to see it?
It was. Let me explain.
Man.
Was rejected. Miss, I live over this side where it was rejected. Yesterday, Tuesday night, allegedly, I don't want to get enough problem. Yesterday, Tuesday night, let me tell you, yesterday, Tuesday night, it was a campaign. And I know CFC. And I know CFC. You see, Bunting, part of the about this, it's a CFC. This had that, it up there come out back. I help him to get back this one. The year, and I know CFC girl. He dash out. Tuesday night, he dash out.
Me say man get a bike. Me say bike can't run down like a
tree. I pay 30,000 spend money dash out to the way you say.
Oh, no, dash out the money for me to win.
Munchie, why they are like look how much people vote them about. I want to buy food. I want to be.
Yeah man, yes, Kitty.
Munchie, I don't know normal thing go on Tuesday night, I tell you.
So I don't know.